Although Vita Health Group provided this exercise class provisional with your health and safety in mind, each individual participant has their own limitations and should consult their general practitioner or an appropriate medical professional prior to undertaking the class. Should you be prone to injury, are currently pregnant, or be managing any functional limiting medical conditions, please seek medical confirmation prior to participating. At all times, ensure you follow all instructions provided by Vita Health Groups throughout the entirety of the recording. Should you experience any symptoms of dizziness, nausea, or increased pain at any point during your participation, please stop and seek the appropriate advice from your general practitioner or the 111 service.
Hi and welcome to our advanced ankle and foot class. My name is Ryan. I'll be delivering today's class. So the purpose of today's class is to help improve strength and stability through the ankle and the foot. Looking to really work with more explosive movements and hopping, landing, balance work. So this class is aimed for people who start to see some improvement in their symptoms already and have done some form of strength training for the ankle and foot before. So in front of you, you'll now see a list of equipment that you'll need in order to complete this class. Please make sure you've got all that with you before we start moving on to the class. Once you've got that, we can move on to our warm-up. Okay, so I'm going to start with a bit of a warm-up now, just get the body ready for the class. So I'm going to start out with a nice, gentle march, just very steady on the spot. So looking to drive them knees up, get them arms moving, make sure we're swinging the arms as well. Make sure we're taking nice deep breaths while we're working through the exercise. So kind of the aim of the warm-up here is to raise the heart rate, activate the muscles that we're looking to work, mobilise the joints, and then potentiate, which just make the exercise we're doing a little bit more difficult and progress into the actual class itself. So keep yourself stood nice and upright, nice deep breaths, keep driving them knees up, don't let them fall down. So as the heart rate begins to pick up, we'll actually increase muscle temperature as well, which improves muscular flexibility. All things that are good to help us perform and to prevent any kind of injury or anything like that. Okay, so we're going to progress this march into a nice steady jog, just keeping it on the spot. Again, don't forget about your breathing. Nice deep breath throughout, nice and light on the toes. If you want to swing the arms a little bit as well. That's it, a little bit longer. Again, just kind of jogging at a comfortable pace, nothing too serious for you. Okay, I'm going to move on to a joint mobilisation for the hips, the lower back, and the pelvis. So we're just drawing these nice big circles as far as we can. Keep the hands on the hips to guide. And then we're going to change direction and the exact same thing going the opposite way. Again, nice deep breaths. Really feel that kind of stretch through the muscles as you push in each different direction. Okay, and then just on one leg at a time, just as far as you're comfortable with, just swing that leg in forwards and in front behind you. Focus on one point in front of you, or pop your arms out just to help you balance a little bit. And again, you can progress it just by swinging a little bit further. So you're just looking to feel that stretch in that hip, and activate the glutes as well. Also activate through the leg where we just get a little bit of balance. Okay, and then the exact same thing on the other side. Again, pick one spot in front of you, get the arms out, and just swing that leg. If you do need to put your foot back down to gauge your balance, that's fine. Good stuff. Okay, and then we're just going to start to bring it up the body a little bit into the shoulders. And we're just going to draw these nice big circles with the hands. Again, progress it yourself, kind of as far as you want to go, as far as feels comfortable for you. If that's just a small circle down here, that's fine. If we can we bring them up into a nice big circle, forwards and backwards, and just keep going. Helps to stretch out the chest, the upper back, even work into the neck a little bit as well. Again, a good warm-up kind of focus targets the whole body rather than just certain structures. Good. Make sure we are changing directions. Good stuff. And I'm going to move on to mobilise the actual spine itself. So various different movements for the spine. So I'm going to start with feet nice and close together. Again, nice deep breaths while we work through these. Popping our hands on the front of our thighs and just sliding down as far as we can. When you reach that point, very slowly return to your starting position and repeat. So 5 of these. Again, make sure we are just in a comfortable range. So if that's only to your knees and back up, that's perfectly fine. It's just as far as you can go. Okie doke. And once we've done 5, the exact same thing, hands round on the back, just below the glutes. And we're just going to slide down towards the back of the knees. Again, you won't get anywhere near as far as you will going forwards. And again, it's just as comfortable as you can, kind of in terms of distance. So 5. Once you've done your 5, hands round onto the sides, kind of where your pockets should be. Maybe open up your feet a little bit wider for this one. And stand up nice and straight, and you're just going to slide one hand at a time down towards the knee to side flex the spine. And the exact same thing going in the other direction. Good. Again, nice deep breathing as we work through. So to each side is 1 rep, so you do 10 in total. Good, last one. Then you're going to, again, feet still in kind of position, arms out in front of you, and you're going to rotate to look over one shoulder, and then rotate the other way. Again, each side being 1 rep, 5 of these. So again, 10 in total. Keep counting your head. Make sure you keep the hips facing forwards, so we're just rotating the lower trunk. Okay, then give everything a nice little shake off as we draw towards the end of our warm-up. So we'll move on to the actual class itself now. So here's just a quick reminder of the equipment we'll need for this class. Okay, so our next exercise is a single leg calf raise. So we're going to bring ourselves up towards the back of a chair. And just bring whichever foot we're going to be working a little bit more centrally between the legs of the chair. So we're looking to work, really isolate each calf, really important muscle for balance of the knee and looking after the ankle and the foot as well. So not putting too much weight through the back of the chair, just using it for a bit of a guide, a bit of a support where needed. We're going to push up onto the calf and slowly back down. So really, really slow with these, really take our time. You need to adjust your feet position, do that. Again, we'll do 7 of these on each foot. Make sure we take a nice deep breath so we're not relying on the chair. Just push up, squeeze at the top, and lower back down. Good, 2 more, keep working, nice and slow. Last one. Good, I'm going to swap over onto the other leg. And really nice and slow. sure we're not putting too much weight through the chair. Just got a couple of things in the back of the chair for a bit of guide where needed. Good. And after 7, we're just going to walk that off. Very gentle walk on the spot, get some blood flow back into the calf. Again, take 20 seconds, let the muscles recover, have a drink before we move on to our second set. Okay, perfect. So moving into our second set. Again, moving over to the back of the chair. Starting on the same leg that we started with for our first set. Again, just a couple of things in the back of the chair for a little bit of support. Don't rely on it to really push up into that top position. And lower back down. Really nice and slow, really steady movement. Make sure the calf's doing all the work, not the hands. One more, nice deep breaths. Good, and repeat on the other leg. But nice, slow control. Progress it, try and keep that heel off the floor at all times. Two more. Good. Again, after we've done 7 on each, we're just going to walk it out, give legs a nice little bit of a shake. Again, to take a little bit of time, take 20 seconds, get a drink, give the legs some time to recover before we move into our third and final set. Okay, I'm moving on to our third and final set. This time, again, working to failure. So just really pushing ourselves. We're going to work each leg until we physically can't go anymore before we move on to the other side. So, again, starting on the same side that we started with last time, using the chair for a little bit of guidance where needed, not putting all the weight through it, and you push up into that calf raise and slowly roll back down. Really slowly. Good stuff. And just keep going, nice deep breaths. Keep working until failure. So just push yourself right to the limit, and when that right calf can't take any more and you need to swap legs, move over on to the left. I'll make a start on the left. Obviously you just move over onto the left whenever you are ready. Again, just nice and slow, working our way up and down into that nice deep breathing. Right, again, just keep working, keep going on that left leg as much as you can, as many as you can, until you physically need to just drop down and give your legs a nice little shake. It's a really great way of really pushing to build muscular strength and muscular endurance as well. So after you've completed until failure on both legs, just take a little bit of time, take 20 seconds, give the legs a bit of time to rest, get your breath back, get a drink before we move on to our next exercise. Okay, so this exercise is looking to target single leg balance with a little bit of a a progression. So the cushion is going to provide a little bit of instability working through the foot, rather than just working on a flat surface. We're also going to push ourselves by trying to close our eyes, take out that feedback from the eyes. It's just intrinsic feedback coming up through the muscles to help work on our balance, so working that proprioception, which also links into your balance. So we're going to start off both feet on the cushion. So place one foot centrally in that cushion and take the other foot up off the floor in front of you. And all you're going to do is just close your eyes and hold that position. Okay, so you can see as you close your eyes, it's a lot more difficult. If you need to use your arms, do that, and you're just going to hold that for as long as possible. So obviously with this being an advanced class, we're looking to really push ourselves as far as we can until we can't do it anymore. So we're going to hold until failure on this one leg, and then we're going to move over and repeat on the other side. So just I'll work through that with you for a little bit. So if we want to get up into that start position, we want to take nice deep breaths to help with balance. If you do need to just open your eyes again, have a little bit of a recalibrate, and then close them again whenever you're ready. Again, so just nice deep breaths as we're holding that. So again, this foot doesn't really matter where it is. Keep it in a comfortable position wherever that will be. And you should feel this whole leg really working to help stabilize this side. So really great exercise for the ankle, the knee, and the hip, working that whole lower limb. So again, once you've held that until you physically can't hold it anymore, your leg's just exhausted and you need to swap. We're going to move over and repeat the exact same exercise on the other side. Again, get your legs set up, get your arms ready, and then just slowly close the eyes, holding that position. If you have a bit of a fall like that, bring yourself back on, reset, and go again. Again, so you're just going to hold that for as long as you can. It's a really difficult exercise, this one. You do use a lot of feedback through the eyes to help with your balance. So as soon as we take that away, it's almost like it's not cheating, but it's using that a bit of support through the eyes and using that. So as soon as we take that away, we are solely isolating the legs to make sure they're doing all of the balance work, which makes it that bit more difficult. So again, hold that for as long as we can, really push yourself. When we can't do any more, just jump off the cushion, give your legs a nice little shake out, bit of a calf raise, flex the knees, flex the hips, and just take 20 seconds, have a little bit of a breather before we move on to our next exercise. Okay, so our next exercise will be Bulgarian split squats. So I'm going to start out with a chair, and I've got a pillow on there just for a bit of comfort for the top of the foot, which will be placed on that chair. So a really good exercise for strength in the kind of the whole lower limb, anything around the hip, knee, ankle, really good exercise for not only strength, but for stability and mobility as well. So to find our start position, we're going to bring ourselves to the edge of the chair, so glutes right on the edge, and extend both legs out nice and straight in front of us. So wherever that heel is, that'll be our starting position for our grounded foot. So if you remember where that is, or keep it there, and place that foot wherever that was. Again, bringing that back foot up onto the chair, try and keep your balance. Get your arms out if you need to, and what we're going to do is lower this back knee down to the ground, like so. Okay. Again, use your arms when you need to, just to stabilise. Make sure you're under balance before you move down. So working up to 8 reps before we swap legs. One more. Nice deep breath. Good. Then bring that foot exactly next to the other one. And this back foot goes up onto the chair. And again, repeat the exact same process, lowering this knee down into the ground. yourself upright. Nice deep breaths, really lower that knee down. 2 more. And number 8, nice and slow. And back up. Bring both legs together and give them a nice little shake out in front of you. Some nice deep breaths. We'll take a good break here, good 20 seconds, let the muscles recover before going into our second set. Okay. Okay, so moving on to our second set now. Same thing, find our foot position by sitting on the edge of the chair. Again, right up to the edge of the chair. Extend them legs out, or just one, whichever one you know you're going to be starting on. And push that foot down into the ground in that position, bringing the other foot back up onto the edge of the chair. Again, focus on one point, just keep yourself balanced and slowly lower that knee down to the ground. So it's getting that knee as close to the ground as you're possibly comfortable with. Bending this front knee, lowering the back one. Nice and slow, deep breath throughout. One more before we swap legs. Good. Again, bring that front foot forward and the back foot back up onto the chair. And again, get yourself nice under control. Pick a point to focus on, and again, lowering this knee as close to the ground as you can. Good. Nice deep breaths. Keep control of your breathing. And one more, make it a good one, really slow. And back up. Again, just take 20 seconds, give the legs a nice little shake, get your breath back, let them muscles recover before we move on to our next exercise. Okay, so moving on to stretch for the calf, more commonly known as, or maybe not as commonly known as a gastroc or the gastrocnemius. There's a scientific name for it. So we're going to place both hands on the back of the chair and bring one foot back behind the other, making sure both feet are facing forwards. I'm going to bring this knee over this toe or as close as we can, driving this heel down into the ground. Again, hold that for 20 seconds, starting 3, 2, 1. So really push that back heel down into the ground. Again, nice deep breaths as we push that heel back. And after 20 seconds, just swap foot position. So one goes in the same position as the other. So you might have to just adjust slightly. And again, slowly lower that front knee over the toe, keeping this foot facing forward, drive that heel down into the ground. Again, starting 20 seconds, starting 3, 2, and 1. Nice deep breaths. Good, and after 20 seconds, again, just bring the feet back into a comfortable position, walk on the spot for a little bit before we move on to a shorter but a more kind of intense version of that stretch. So we're just going to, and by that, we're going to bring that back foot a little bit further back. So starting position in the front one, same position, back foot a little bit further back. And again, bring this knee forward and drive this back heel down. So just 15 seconds, nice deep breathing, starting now. After 15 seconds, again, swap feet. Remember where the back foot was. And again, just keep shuffling that feet, get it adjusted right. And again, lean that knee forward and drive that heel down. Nice deep rest as we push that back heel. Good, after 15 seconds, again, bring both feet back into comfortable position. A little bit of shake, walk on the spot. And then again, starting again, bring that back foot as far back as we can and bring that front knee a little bit further forward. Again, 10 seconds, nice deep breathing, really push that back heel down. Good stuff. After 10 seconds, exact same thing on the other side again. Really step that back foot back, keeping the heel facing forward, keeping the toes facing forward. And again, really drive that heel down into the ground. Nice deep breath for 10 seconds. And after 10 again, bring both feet in, give them a nice little bit of a walk out, shake it off, and that'll bring us to the end of that exercise. Again, take 20 seconds, have a little bit of a breather, give the legs a rest, and we'll move on to the next exercise. Okay, so this exercise is called toe walks. Very simply, just moving around across the mat you've got in front of you on your toes. So it might be a bit difficult to stay there if you might drop down onto your heels kind of occasionally. Just make sure we go back up onto the toes again and try again. Really good exercise to build strength and stability in the ankle, the feet, even all the way up into the knee as well. Okay, so you can start off at one side, come up onto the toes, and walk. I'm just going to hold this for 30 seconds, repeating in different directions. Okay. Again, nice and slow, just make sure we're staying up on the toes where we can. Really slow walk, turning around at the end. Nice deep breaths, really slow, don't rush. Good stuff. And after 30 seconds, bring yourself back to where we started. Give your legs a nice little shake off. We're just going to have a 20-second breather in between sets. We're going to do 3 sets of these. This is your first one. So take 20 and we'll move on to our next set. Okay, so we're ready, moving on again to our second set. Again, 30 seconds of just walking on our toes really slowly, under control. Okay, so bring yourself back up onto both toes and just keep walking. Again, if you find yourself wobbling and coming back down, get yourself back up and just start again. Turn around, can we stay on the toes while we're turning around? Can we push ourselves by really getting as high up on our toes as we can? Good stuff. Again, 30 seconds, keep holding it. One more time across. Go on again, just let the calves relax. Give them a nice little shake off. Again, just take 20 seconds, let the muscles recover before we go into our third and final set. Okay, so cracking on with our third and final set. Again, really slow, up on our toes. This time, make sure we're always as high up as we can, and we'll take steps a little bit bigger this time, just to push ourselves a little bit more. Again, 30 seconds, keep yourself turned around, and go again. Nice slow steps, eye in front of you. Turning round. Once more across to finish off. Really slowly. Brilliant. Brings us to 30 seconds. Bring yourself back down to your heels. Giving the legs a nice little shake out. Again, take 20 seconds before we move on to our next exercise. Okay, so our next exercise is one to target balance a little bit more. So whereas the ones we've done before, a little bit more strength focus with a little bit of balance in it. This is solely focusing on that balance through the lower limb, specifically one leg at a time. So what we're going to do, exercise is called compass taps. So if you imagine there's a compass on the floor around you with north, east, south and west. You begin on 1 foot at a time and just working round 1 foot at a time. So again, if you need to use your hands, you can. Nice slow movements around the body and out behind us. If you do have a bit of a wobble, bring your foot back and start again. Again, just working round for 1 minute. For 1 minute, I'm going to spot and repeat the process on the other leg. So you'll find that one out to behind you, a little bit more difficult. We're really going to work nice and slowly out to it. Imagine you're tapping your toe on an egg. When you do it too hard, you'll crack the egg, so just a really gentle touch helps keep this balance for its grounded leg. Just keep working round. Should start to feel yourself wobble a little bit as you get towards the end of that minute. Again, if you have a bit of wobble, bring yourself back to that starting point and keep working round. Okay, after that minute, again, just give your legs a nice little bit of a shake. I'm going to move on to the other leg. So, again, get your foot in a nice steady position. You stood over that limb and going the opposite way now. So just around the body for 1 minute. Try and keep this foot off the floor all times, bar that very gentle tap at each of the compass directions. Really targeting them. Then stabilise the structures from the hip right down into the bottom of the foot. Again, really focus on 1 point in terms of balance. Focus on that 1 point really helps just to keep your balance. Again, use your arms if you need to. Very slow, very gentle. If you are doing this exercise with shoes on, sometimes it's a lot easier. To do it without shoes really helps with that balance aspect. A bit close to the ground. And after that minute of working round, again, give your legs a nice little shake and we'll move on to our next exercise. Okay, so next up we have got a stretch for the ankle and the perineal muscles that run up the side of the shin. So to perform this, we'll do this in a seated position. So I'm just going to bring myself onto a chair. Sit down like so. So we're going to perform one leg at a time, and we need to bring this foot up onto the other knee. I'm going to take hold of the foot, and what we're going to do is we're rolling the outside of the foot in towards us, in towards the inside of the ankle, okay? So you're rolling your foot over, and then you're going to pull the outside of the foot upwards until you feel that stretch up the outside of the shin. If you need to adjust your ankle position on your knee, do that, and keep adjusting and pulling in different ways. So I've got my hand halfway up the outside of the foot, and I'm just twisting it inwards and really pulling it up to put that stretch through the perineals. I'm just going to hold that for 20 seconds, taking nice deep breaths as we work through. So perineals are a really, really important muscle. They help prevent ankle sprains where you're rolling, also known as rolling the ankle. So if these muscles are nice and strong and flexible, the ankle can roll without causing any damage. So they actually prevent the ankle from rolling. So if you do go over on it, the muscles kick in and activate to stop you from rolling the ankle. So again, 20 seconds, just hold that nice deep breaths and repeat on the other side. After 20, switch over and repeat the exact same process. So again, get nice and comfortable, holding this foot. Again, hand on the outside of the foot around halfway up, with the palm across the bottom of the foot. And we're just going to roll that foot in and pull it up until we feel that stretch down the outside of the shin. Again, holding that for 20 seconds, starting in 3, 2, 1, and go. Nice deep breaths, keep pulling on that foot. Good, keep pulling, keep that stretch. And again, after 20 seconds, you're just going to lower both feet down onto the floor. Do a nice little bit of a move around. And just take 20 seconds, take some nice deep breaths and let the legs recover before we move into our second set. Okay, and moving on to our second set. Again, just lifting this foot. So the same one we started with is the same one we start with this time. So again, just let this knee drop as far as we can, and then just pull that foot from the outside of the foot, rolling it inwards, and lifting up until we feel that stretch down the outside. Again, 20 seconds, starting in 3, 2, 1, and go. Really keep pulling on that foot, make sure we keep that stretch. Nice deep breaths. Good. And after 20 seconds, we're just going to lower that foot back down onto the ground and repeat on the other side. And really hook around that foot and twist it round and pull it upwards until that feel that stretch down the outside of the shin. Okay, so 20 seconds, starting in 3, 2, 1, and go. Nice deep breathing. Good. And 3, 2, 1, and lower that foot back down onto the ground. Again, just jump the feet up and down, give everything a bit of a move about. Reactivate the muscles. Again, just take a short little break and we'll move on to our third and final set. Okay, and moving on to our third and final set now. Again, starting off on that same leg. Okay, so just get that ankle position correctly so we can reach and pull up to stretch down the outside of that shin. Again, 20 seconds, nice deep breathing, starting in 3, 2, 1, and go. Good. Keep that pressure on. Try and push that knee down if you can, sometimes helps. Good. And after 20 seconds, we're going to swap sides. Really good stretch this one. Again, repeating, hook the outside of the foot and pull it up. So if you want to push down on the knee, so we're pushing and pulling in opposite directions. After that stretch, just a little bit further up the knee as well. So 20 seconds, starting in 3, 2, 1, and go. Always maintaining that nice deep breathing. Might feel a bit of a relief kind of after you have to bring the foot down, should feel quite nice. Good, and 3, 2, 1, and lower back down onto the ground. And bring yourself back up onto the feet, move the chair out of the way, and just walk it out a little bit of a march, shake the feet off. Again, just take some nice deep breaths, and just take 20 seconds to relax, and that brings us to the end of that stretch, but also to the end of that class as well. Thank you very much for completing that, really hope you enjoyed it. So we'll now move on to a cool down. So cool down is just going to help us to get ready to stop exercising. Hope you enjoyed that, and thank you. Okay, so the same way we prepare the body to warm up for exercise, we have to prepare the body to cool down in the same way. So we just to start off with that, we'll pop our hands on our hips, nice big circles, working around as far as we can. So looking to lower that heart rate back down to a resting level and keep the fluids transporting around the body to the tissues that we've worked. Nice deep breathing throughout. Nice deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Good, and then change direction, the exact same thing. Try and use your hands just to guide your hips a little bit further. Really progress that stretch if you want to. Good stuff. Keep working. Twice more round, and I'll move on to our next stretch. Okay, so starting off, hands on front of the legs. I'm just going to reach down to touch our toes, nice and slowly, and coming back up. Ensure we're going down as slowly as we're coming back up. Again, maintain deep breathing as we're working down to the toes and back up to our start position. Keep the knees nice and straight, don't let the knees bend as we work down. Okay, and then bring the hands up and behind the head. Again, nice deep breathing while we're working through all of these movements. So really open that chest up, nice deep breaths, and we're just going to work. Bring the hips out and the shoulders over to the other side. And the other way. And rotate to look each way. Again, just hold at the end of the stretch and work around the opposite side. And forwards. Again, keeping them knees nice and straight. Keep the back in line. And back up. Nice deep breaths as we're working down. Nice deep breath in as we come back up. And the same thing, leaning backwards. Okay, then just moving on to a very steady, just walking on the spot. Again, looking to keep those structures working. Looking to engage that skeletal muscle pump, so every time your muscle contracts, it pumps that blood flow back around the body. Similar to where the heart does, but rather up near the heart, right down near the structures that we've worked. So again, just nice and slow, keep your breathing nice and deep. Very gentle. I'm just going to move it around the mat, just side to side. Again, just engages different muscle groups ever so slightly. Okay, then just to finish off our cool down, some really nice deep breathing. Again, the nice deep breath really helps to lower that heart rate back to its resting level. So hands on hips or behind your back, wherever feels comfortable, really get that chest out. Nice deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. And just keep repeating that. And that'll bring us to the end of our cool down. Thank you very much.